Hello, this is Jeremy Wilkie. I'm from MX Tech in the United States, and I'm here at EICMA today. Today I'm going to give you an MXTV Tech Tip about suspension tuning when you're at the track and some of the things that we have to do as riders to make our bikes work correctly. And we all know in the morning you show up and a track's nice and smooth and maybe it's watered well and ripped deep. So your dirt's going to be very loamy. In a situation like that, you want to run a lot of compression and rebound, basically so the wheels can follow the ground and you don't get drawn down into the deeper loam. As the track dries off and gets harder and starts to blow off, it'll get down to a hard, rougher base. What you're going to start by doing is actually taking some rebound out of the rear shock and softening the compression to improve the feel. If the track has got a lot of steep downhills with big braking bumps, you might actually have to maybe reduce the high-speed compression on the rear shock to take weight off the front wheel and improve the feel in those braking bumps without making the front end, any stiffer and thereby losing feel and traction. Suspension tuners throw around a lot of terms like, adding compression or adding rebound damping. And generally our perspective is we're talking about it from a damping coefficient standpoint. So when we say adding compression, we're saying make the suspension stiffer in the direction that the suspension travels when it compresses, or we're making it slower in the direction that the suspension returns after hitting bumps or obstacles. It really kind of comes down to the type of dirt, okay? So if it's deeper and loam, the bump profile is actually big and round, okay? So the speed of the components is very slow. And so our objective there is to actually add compression or slow the response of the suspension so we don't G-load into every bump. So it's a little bit counterintuitive, but then as the bumps become more of a hard pack format, they're going to be sharper at a higher frequency and lower amplitude. And in that situation, we're actually going to want softer compression. A lot of times, because suspension's a compromise, we find ourselves in a situation where an adjustment that might improve the bike in one area will make it worse in the other. And a challenge as a rider, because we're all suspension tuners, we have to modify our bikes to make them work better, is to think about it from the chassis standpoint. So a lot of times if the clickers end up in a compromised situation, think about how you can adjust your sag or maybe the fork height to change the attitude of the bike to get the suspension damping where it's the least compromise, but you can still improve the overall bike handling by bike setup and not just clicker setup. There you go. I hope that's helpful the next time you're out at the track, and thank you, MXTV.